everyone, welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to talk about my experience with 3 different publishers. As you guys know, I have published my books through Amazon, Barnes & Noble, and IngramSparks. I just kind of wanted to talk about them all, the differences, pros and cons in today's little video in case you are thinking of publishing a book or self-publishing a book. This is how my experiences went. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, subscribe for more, and without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so first off, the first publisher that I used was Amazon for obvious reasons. It's a giant retailer, it's most commonly used, it's gonna get your book out there the fastest, that is for sure, and the whole setup and publishing experience is very easy. They break it down into all these different steps that makes it super quick. There is a little bit of a processing time of up to 72 hours where they check to make sure that the margins line up and your book looks good, all that before it is available on Amazon to buy. I don't really know if there's any pros or necessarily anything that's great about it or not so great. I think the thing that stands out the most in a good way is how quick and easy it is. It's very fast. The other thing, which is not necessarily against Amazon, but just something I did not know, was how to format my book properly. For Until Seattle, that was my first book that I had published, and I didn't know that my pages needed page breaks or anything like that. I had written that one on an old laptop of mine on Google Docs, so it wasn't really formatted for a book, and all the other books that I've written have been through Pages on my MacBook. That was the only thing. When I got my copy of Until Seattle, I was kind of like, oh, this looks really weird. I didn't like the formatting, but in the end I fixed it and then it was okay. So nothing really against Amazon. That was more of like oh, I'm a first-time publisher, I don't know what I'm doing. Number 2 is IngramSparks. Now, they can do distributing for you. I never opted in to do distributing, so I can't speak from that, but just from the publishing standpoint, it exceeded my expectations with the physical appearance of the book compared to Amazon. I thought my books published and printed through IngramSparks was far superior than how Amazon's books looked, which again could just be kind of like a first-timer thing, but that's just what I'm saying from what I've experienced. IngramSparks books were really pretty. It is a little bit more difficult to do the interior, I found. A lot more expensive than Amazon, that is definitely a con, but it's kind of like you get what you pay for, so IngramSparks books were beautiful when they came in. But setting up the interior is a lot more difficult, but I think that's about it, honestly. There's not too much to say about IngramSparks. The shipping time between all 3 publishers are about the same. It does take a little while if you're ordering an author copy or just a book in general. It takes a couple weeks to get to you, so if you need it like now, you're still gonna have to wait. It doesn't really matter. It does take a while to actually get it printed and sent to you, no matter which one that you go with. Lastly on the list, I have Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble was my most recent adventure for publishing, and I think initially it started out way more difficult than I had anticipated, because you had to, I'm trying to remember what the exact issue was now because it seems so long ago, it was like last summer. You have to fill out the specific tax form in order to get your books up on Barnes & Noble before you can even list them. And it was very difficult to understand that because of how they had things set up and also because of how the phrasing was for it. So I didn't particularly care for that. I was just kind of like walking in circles and I couldn't really like contact anybody to talk about it. And then I had a mishap because I had typed in my social wrong and you couldn't go back and fix it until it was processed and then denied and then you had to redo it. So it was a little bit more difficult initially. But the setup is relatively easy. You can pick what you want, if you want to do paperback, hardcover, or like a hardcover with a dust jacket if you're feeling fancy. And setting all that up is really easy too. And then you have the option to add some reviews, because I had a couple reviews from different websites like Amazon or my own site, so I was able to add that in as well. And very easy once you get past the initial setup, in my opinion. You can just set up the layout, the cover, everything, the price, all of that, and then it does take a little while for it again to get approved before it's actually listed on Barnes & Noble. But really great. I liked Barnes & Noble just as much. I did want to have another retailer besides Amazon offered for my books, just because I was getting a lot of messages from readers saying that, you know, they really wanted to read my book, but they just didn't want to go on Amazon and get it there, which I totally understand and respect. So I was like, okay, well, what else can I do? And for some reason, I hadn't even considered Barnes & Noble before, one of my favorite stores ever. So I was like, let's do it. This is so cool. All in all, really great publishers. I think it just depends on what kind of publishing experience you want and how you want it out there. So you can rank them from in any way, honestly. If you want it out quick and if you want it to reach a lot of people, Amazon is your best choice. If you want really great books, which again, I'm not familiar with the distributing with IngramSparks, I never utilized it, but the books were absolutely beautiful. If you're big on the appearance of your book, IngramSparks is gonna be your best choice. Barnes & Noble, I think, is just kind of like the best of both. I thought the appearance was really pretty, and I thought that the layout was very well done as well. And yeah, so Amazon if you want it quick, IngramSparks if you want it really pretty, but it is expensive. Barnes & Noble if you want it to be a part of a big retailer, so it can reach more people, but it's also very well printed and done. Those are the 3 publishers that I have had recent experience with as a first-time author. I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Let me know what other book videos you want to see. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.